This process has taken longer than I hoped it would. I do regret the disruption to your lives. I am pleased to tell you that CUPE has reached a tentative agreement with the Council of Trustees Association and the Province of Ontario. Schools will be open tomorrow in Ontario. The full details of the settlement will not be released until our members have had the chance to review them and conduct ratification votes. For now, let me give you a few highlights. As you know, throughout negotiations, we have been focusing on securing services for students and our schools. We have been committed to redressing the erosion of services that has occurred through cuts in recent years. In the deal we reached, we secured a reinstatement of the Local Priorities Fund with a new investment of up to $20 million. This investment will improve services in schools by bringing back jobs that have been lost due to the cuts. We were able to retain our existing sick leave plan. It was critical for us to provide that to our members, and I am proud that we were able to achieve that. We were also able to achieve modest wage increases and other things that we will go over with our members at their ratification meetings. Our members, our hard-working members, who are represented here by the bargaining team standing behind me, remain the lowest paid workers in the education system, doing some of the most critical work in our schools. We still have a lot of work to do to make up that fundamental shortfall, but we believe that this deal represents a foundation on which we can build upon. I am so proud of all of our members, and I'm also so grateful for the support we received from parents groups, allies, and the public. I firmly believe that because of those shows of support, the loud ones and the quiet ones, we were able to reach this deal. I think the government knew that we would not be divided from the students and families we work with and care for every day. Together, we defend public education. I'll take your questions, and Sylvain will be able to answer questions in French.
What was different about the talks this time around compared to last weekend? And the minister wasn't really specific in terms of what concessions the government made. Can you give a little bit more clarity on that?
I think the pressure that we applied, the fact that we were going to be going out on strike, a full withdrawal of services, made the difference this weekend. It allowed us to be laser focused on what we needed to achieve. And so we were able to push back on that sick leave concession so that there is no change to our sick leave plan. And we were able to get a new investment of funds on top of the local priority funds to be able to ensure that the services that had been lost have been restored, will be maintained, and improved in the future.
I know I asked you this question previously, but do you think the political, now that you're out of it and the deal is tentatively agreed to, do you think the political landscape, the fact that we've got a leaders debate tomorrow, the fact that, Andrew Scheer doesn't seem like he wants to be tied to Premier Ford in any way, had anything to do with the fact that this deal was done?
This deal was done because parents, students, families across this province spoke loudly to say that they supported us and were defending us for what we were defending for them. This isn't about a federal election. It's what students and parents need here in Ontario.
Mark, can you take us to the last 24 hours? It seemed like there was an up and down. I mean, it seemed like, at one point everything was going poorly, and then it was, back to going well again. Take us through these last 24 hours. What have you been like?
And such is the landscape of negotiations. I think, we came in, this team has been so dedicated to keeping their eyes on the prize, which was better services for our students. We quickly were able to get to work at the sick leave and tackled what the concerns were. We're able to push back on that so that we were able to maintain that, which allowed us to clear the plate for what I've always told you folks was our key priority, which is services for our students. We were able to show that there has been losses, and we were able to get the government to commit to investing more to return those jobs back to our schools.
Was there a moment at all during these, since Friday afternoon that you felt we're going to walk?
I would say, and I think my team would agree, there's a couple of times we probably thought we've reached the end game. I think we're all pretty tired, and you know, it's an emotional time when you're sitting there doing that, but it really spoke to the grit and determination, and also the genuine need that we knew was out there for our students. These people care about students every day, not just when we're at the bargaining table.
Did the province cave?
The province met us where they needed to be in order to get a deal.
Did you give up any?
No.
Said you weren't going to give up any?
We didn't give up anything.
No, so-
I would like to have had more sleep along the way. But I think, you know what? I never regret anything that we do. The key to negotiations is having good adult caring conversations. And unfortunately, we were able to have the other side see the points that we were making in regards to our members and the services that they provide to the students in this province.
When will members see the deal and when will the ratification votes take place?
So we have a commitment to get things done by the end of the month. So it's going to be a busy few more weeks for us.
So there are a number of other unions that have to go into negotiations with the government. What should they take away from this? Is this clearly, I mean, it was a government that you were able to work with eventually. What's your message to those unions about their upcoming negotiations?
We've got your back, just like you had ours.
Do you think that this deal in any way strengthens their position or weakens it, that there was no strike?
No, I think, you know, we've set some groundwork for them to have some really good conversations and get what they need for their members. The key is that public. That public is supporting the education system. They have seen what this government has done. They have seen what previous governments have done. They're not happy.
Laura, you talked about the restoration of the local priorities fund. I'm wondering if you could explain to us how people would see that impact in the class, how would parents see that, and what difference would it make?
Definitely. So one of the key areas for us is the return of the community use of schools funding, which allowed schools to have those school gymnasiums, auditoriums, school spaces open for community use. And it allows our custodial caretakers to be on premise when those are open. That's huge because that's ensuring that these schools remain important parts of their communities. It also ensures funding for special education, funding for additional custodial maintenance, and clerical throughout the schools, which are all key areas that you've heard me speak about being cut.
Now, the previous minister had actually called that fund specifically a slush fund. By the previous government. Were you hearing that kind of rhetoric at the table, and what changed their mind?
No, I think at the end of the day, we were able to achieve something that the Trustees Association can go back to their communities and be proud they were part of, because we're returning the services back, which will help them as well.
You mentioned that there were some tough moments through the talks and so on. Was there a moment where there was a breakthrough when the government made a certain concession and you kind of saw the light?
I think having the sick leave removed from the table and knowing that it was going to remain status quo gave us the final push that we needed to ensure that we could get the services. We got that off the table and were able to focus on what we really needed to be there talking about, which was services for our students.
Last time we talked, you said that you really wanted security
Mhm.
to ensure there wouldn't be further cuts. Do you get that?
Yes. Yes, so the local priority fund stays the life of the agreement. The additional investment of $20 million is also the life of the agreement. And we also have a way now to be looking forward and working with the school boards to ensure that those services stay. And I think the school boards in the Crown have also heard just how important services are, and hopefully they will be considering that as they head into budget consultations in a few months.
How many jobs do you think will be restored at this point?
I believe that we said it was between 1,300 and 1,500 jobs will be returning back to the province of Ontario. No small potatoes, and something we're really proud of.
All week, the minister's been saying, you know, that you were close last weekend, that he was available 24/7 any day this week to negotiate. He didn't say it was your fault the delays, but he says he's been ready and this could have been done at some point. What do you say to sort of comments that sort of allude to the fact that maybe it took CUPE to get to the deal now?
I know my team was at the table the entire weekend. I haven't seen the minister yet.
Laura, do you think that the idea of going now after only 48 hours of having that winter rule and then issuing the strike mandate right in the middle of the election has helped pressure the government into signing this deal today?
I would like to think that the work to rule and the strike deadline were all the pressure that this government needed. But I think the added bonus was the pressure provided by families and the public, even this morning, but throughout this entire process.
So you don't think that the federal election had anything to do with it?
I can't comment on that.
Can you comment on that?
I work in provincial schools. That's not anything that we have ever intended. We don't choose, we didn't choose the end date of the collective agreement with the federal election in mind. We stayed on the task, which was important. There was a clear lack of services in our schools. At the same time we were negotiating a contract. That was our goal.
You talked about this at the beginning of your opening statement, but I mean, it's 9:39 now. Parents have been across this province kind of waiting, scrambling to try to figure out childcare tomorrow, and what was going to happen with their kids. And it's been really frustrating and angering for a lot of parents. Does CUPE take any of that blame on, or do you lay that all with the government?
We would have liked to have said this earlier. We worked really hard. We had set a deadline for ourselves. Unfortunately, it sometimes just takes longer to get things done that need to be done in order to get to where we are tonight. 3 years.
So who comes out of this the winner?
I would say the students.
We're talking about union negotiations.
Still going to
Do you
stay?
feel like you guys came out of this with a victory?
I think the students and families were the victors in this. We're just the people who are supporting those and allowing them to succeed in their schools.
And so in terms of the number of full-time equivalent staff you have, it's 55,000?
55,000, yep.
It's all 55,000
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah, so we will have an increase of permanent jobs in the schools, which will be huge. Any other questions? No problem.
What would you say
Oh.
to the minister if you saw him face to face? You said you haven't seen him at all at the bargaining table.
No.
What would you say to him?
Thanks for opening the piggy bank and allowing us to get the services that we needed for our students. They'll thank you too.
Sorry, Laura, do you know how much money we're talking about here over the term of the contract? Like, because we were trying to figure that out from the province.
We know that there is a new investment of approximately $20 million, but there are additional monies. We haven't landed the plane on how much that is. That's some of the work that our team will be going back to do when we're done here tonight. All righty. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Do you need him at the table? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want us to stay? He can. Where is your camera? Okay, we
Well,
good?
we can go outside if
We
you
can,
want.
yeah. Woo! It's a lot of sitting, you gotta understand.